people try to answer the question of whether the Iraq War was worth it, they often invoke the ending of Saddam Hussein's regime or oil strategy in the Middle East. These are all valid answers, but for the participants, it often comes down to personal experiences. Thoughts of lost friends, traumatic experiences, or time lost away from home. The personal experiences aren't always bad, however. Friendships that last forever are common, and watching a nation step out of the shadow of war is personally rewarding. For me, Iraq was the climax of an otherwise monotonous military career. It was a chance to apply years of tedious training. By the time I arrived, I had largely forgotten all the grandiose reasons for joining up in the first place. Gone were the notions of keeping the world safe from Al-Qaeda. Restoring Iraq was the mission, but it seemed overwhelming for little old me. And by 2007, avenging 9/11 in Iraq seemed like a joke. No, I was there for my friends. I was there because I was part of a unit. We were there for each other, and we were joined by the bond created by the shared miseries of the previous 3 years. Having had 4 years to reflect on the question, I still find myself struggling to come up with an answer that doesn't seem selfish. I have personally been rewarded with scholarships to school, healthcare coverage, and a treatment of respect that I don't feel worthy of. It seems like I have been given so much while I gave up so little. 4 members of my unit are dead and buried, and if you were to ask their families if the war in Iraq was worth it, what would their answer be? I couldn't even begin to try to answer for them. Then I think of the Kurds. I've seen their prosperity on this second visit to Iraq. I've seen their carefree teenagers roller skating through the park. They're safe once and all for the menace of Saddam Hussein. The oppression, torture, and gassing they suffered at his hands for decades is over. I think about the seeds of democracy taking hold in Iraq. It's a corrupt system, but show me a democracy that isn't. I think about the average price of gasoline in the U.S., $2.87 a gallon. It's the energy that fuels our nation, our world. I realize that the picture that I have seen of Iraq is incomplete. The Arabs in the south have borne the brunt of the war, and I still haven't had the chance to come face to face with them without holding a gun or an inch of bulletproof glass between us. We will be speaking to Arab refugees from Iraq and Damascus soon, and their perspective will no doubt be different than that of the Kurds. But even when they are factored into the overall question of whether the war in Iraq was worth it, what will the answer be? I don't know. You tell me.